King James leads Chelsea by example on his 200th appearance. I'm going to repeat that one more time. King James leads by example on his 200th appearance for us to make a win. Listen, we needed that win. Yeah. After what do you call them things? After the international breaks, anything can happen, isn't it? You know what I mean? But to get a win, but let's just get into the nitty gritty. What happened? What's the highlights? Let's get into all of that. All right. So make sure you hit the like button, turn on the post notifications. Get me, especially if you're a Chelsea fan, football fan, you know what to do. Get me. See, look at that, the celebrations. Reece James. All right. So the first thing we want to do, we're gonna go to the we're gonna go to here. We'll go to the fixtures and the results, and then yeah, man. So yeah, so it'll be under results. And by the way, I will tell you what my predicted scoreline was, yeah? In fact, we're going to get into it right now. My predicted scoreline was 3-0. Yeah? In fact, let me pull up the Chelsea app, formerly known as the Fifth Stand app. If you know, you know. So download that app, especially if you're a Chelsea fan. All right? I ain't got to tell you twice. Yeah? All right. So let's get to the results. Hold on, no, that's not it. Go. How do we do it again? All right, so we go to Play Predictor. We're going to do the Play Predictor today. We'll do that another time. So look, in total, I scored a total of 26 points, right? I predicted the scoreline for us to win 3-0. For us to win 3-0. Guess what the result was? The result was 3-0. I predicted 3-0. That's like the second time in a row. Or is it? You know what I'm saying? Anyway. You can go back and see for yourself. Right, let's go to the match center. All right. So obviously, as you can see here, the stats. Josh Archimpong scored. He scored his first senior goal. Pedro Neto scored. Reece James obviously scored as well, and Malo Gusto got sent off. So that's 5 games in a row where someone affiliated with Chelsea, should I say, got sent off. Because obviously Enzo Maresca counts as that as well, because he got sent off. So what? 5 in a row? I swear we're collecting some sort of record for having, like, who can get sent off? Like, how many times can a player get... Listen, I don't even want to talk about them type of things because we don't need that, all right? We don't need those unwanted records, but hey, it is what it is, all right? It is what it is. All right, so match report, Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 3. Yeah? The Samba Boys FC Derby. Yeah, you know why I call it that? Because they got Samba Boys and we got Samba Boys too. Anyway, Josh Archimpong's first Chelsea goal set the Blues on our way to a 3rd consecutive victory at the City ground as we return to action after the international break in style. All right. Now, the academy graduate towering header from Pedro Neto's pinpoint cross nudged us ahead shortly after the halftime break, and we see control of the contest 3 minutes later. This time, it was Neto on the score sheet, thumping in a free kick from the edge of the box, which is assisted by Reece James, by the way. Just so you know. But they're being too nice because the first half I won't say we were very, very poor, but there was mistakes that we were making that were unnecessary. And any other team, they could have been more clinical. Let's be real. It's just only fortunate that Nottingham Forest were not as clinical. That's just plain fact. I'm going to call it for what it is. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't manage to watch the game. Yeah, I know, shame on me. All right? But I have more pressing things to do, like prepare myself for these live streams, like prepare myself for this channel. That's what I was actually genuinely doing. Yeah? I have faith and belief in my team that I support. If they're going to win, they're going to win. All right? You understand? If I predicted them to win 3-0 and they won 3-0, it is what it is, all right? But anyway, but I did catch the highlights as well. So I did see a few things. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Now, those goals brought us the game. Those goals brought the game to life following the first half that, while competitive, lacked quality in the final third. Andre Santos went closest for us. Ironic, right? Samba Boy FC derby. After a quick fire double for quick after a quick fire double, Forest went close on several occasions, but a combination of poor finishing, told you, um, good goalkeeping, and bad luck stopped them from getting back in the contest. So it's fair to say that in football, sometimes you need a bit of good luck, and we're riding on our good luck, but we should not always ride on good luck. We need to ride on, because good luck in general comes from the sense of preparation and doing well. Yeah, when you prepare and you do well, the good luck will come. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that Nottingham Forest haven't prepared to do well to why they have been unlucky. No, far from it. What I'm saying is, we as Chelsea Football Club, we should never ever rely on things like that. Yeah, but let's keep it moving. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notifications. Get me. Let me know who your favorite Chelsea player is. Your favorite Chelsea player is of all time, by the way, and in this squad as well. Instead, it was Reece James who had found the final third. The final. Instead, it was Reece James who had the final word, volleying in from a corner. It was a perfect way to mark his 200th blue appearance. You can't make it up, can you? And then they want to argue, who's the best right back in the world? Who's the best right back in the world? Reece James. Without a question. The only thing he needs to do now is help us, lead us into winning the Premier League. Lead us into winning the Premier League and the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, you led us into the Club World Cup. We won that. You get me? World champions. So technically, on that account, he is the best left back. Sorry, the best right back in the world, and the best left back in the world is obviously Kukurela. But anyway, the only blot on our copybook was a late red card shown to Malo Gusto for a second booking. Aside from that, it was very much Chelsea's afternoon in the East Midlands, with Forest boss Ange Postecoglou relieved of his duties shortly after the final whistle. That is mad. It makes me ask, is it fair for a manager to be sacked like that quickly? And I swear he was only there for like 40 days. So who's going to replace him? Even answer the comments below. Who do you think is going to replace him? At this point, Macaracas, what's his name? Macaracas? No disrespect. I just had to disrespect his name. I'm genuinely not. He might as well be their manager, but obviously he ain't got he hasn't got like the FIFA coaching badge, so he can't. Like, you got to let them do their job, and I get it. You've invested heavy in a squad. That's one thing. He invested heavy, but this goes to show you, not everyone can be like Chelsea Football Club. Not everyone can be like Chelsea Football Club, where you invest heavy and you get the high returns. But the reality is that in a quick way, but let's be honest, from when Roman Abramovich was forced to sell this club, we didn't have it easy. It took us a while to get to where we are now. It took us 2 to 3 seasons to get us to where we are now. So when you deep it, it's not that hard, but it's very, very hard. Not every club has that DNA structure. Now, bearing in mind, Nottingham Forest do have a history of winning Champions League. I don't know how many times they won it. They do have a history of winning titles. That's in the 70s. That's in the 70s. Now, I ain't trying to disrespect their club. I'm just saying that if you are going to build, you have to look at the history from then and find out what was working then and try and implement it now. And if that means keeping the manager that you had, because I didn't see a problem with Nuno Espirito. And this is what's so mad. if Nuno was still in charge, I still think we would have won, but it probably would have been like 2-1. You know what I mean? Not 3-0. That's a big difference because they're a very good defensive unit. They're a very, very good defensive unit under Nuno Espirito Santos. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Anyway, team news. While Enzo Fernandez injured and Moises Caicedo only fit enough for the bench, Romeo Lavia and Santos started for us, which I am so grateful that Enzo Maresca is not heavily relying on Moises Caicedo all the time. Yes, he's the best defensive midfielder in the world, but he needs a break. He needs a break. Despite the international break, no, he needs a break. He needs a break. He needs a rest. Plus, we got Ajax after this game, so he's most likely. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. But I don't know what the team Maresca is going to pick. Anyway, so Romeo Lavia and Santos started for us. The Brazilian was deployed in the number 10 role, while Gotso accompanied Lavia in the middle of the park. That's why. You want to know why I said that's why? This is why Gotso got sent off. He's not a midfielder. He's not a midfielder. He's a right back. So when you play players out of the position, they're going to do some things that don't necessarily acquire for them to do certain things. But the position he was when he got that second yellow card, he technically was in that position where you didn't need to do that, Rev. You just didn't. All right, you didn't. Anyway, Trevor Chadabov returned from the suspension to partner Archimpong, and in defense with Tosin or Uncle Tosin back on the bench after injury. So it's so good that these people coming back after hearing about Badashida being injured. He was brought on for the closing stages. Head coach Enzo Maresca watched from the stands as he was serving a one-match ban with assistant Willie Calabert. Pause, no did he? Caballero, the main man in dugout today. For Forest, Tayo started his first time since the beginning of April, with fellow strikers Chris Wood and Igor Jesus on the bench. Entertaining opening, it was Tayo who had the first shot of the game. Inside a minute, capitalizing on the errant Gotso pass before. You see what I'm trying to say? Maybe Malo Gusto trying to tell us or tell the manager something by making sure he got sent off. Is he fully fit? I don't know. Because you shouldn't be making mistakes like that. He shouldn't. If I'm honest, I'll give him to the end of the season. If he doesn't do as well, ship him off to Strasbourg, and Liam Rosener will make him into a better defender. No disrespect to Maresca, but and then we just bring in Sarr. Get me? Technically, Sarr's a Chelsea player anyway. But anyway, let's keep it moving. But can Sarr play as a right back? That's another question. With our first attack, but then again, Josh Archimpong is a right back as well. So technically, do you sums up that there's ways around it. Anyway, so with our first attack of note, probing run from Neto created space for Gutson to fire in across that ricocheted. I've never seen that word written down, but I know it when I see it. That's mad. Around the box before being deflected, over the bar of Santos. The entertaining beginning to the game continued as both teams worked the ball in dangerous areas. Elliot Anderson, give me a second, I need to see something real quick. Okay. Okay, so where was that? Elliot Anderson decided to cut back when a shot looked the better of Trace, while for us, Alejandro Garnacho was a regular outlet on the left flank. The height of Forest team, especially their trio of centre-backs, made for a combative encounter. At times, the opening quarter, the Blues struggled to deal with that physicality. And this is why, you remember the days when Mourinho was our manager? He always went for us to have players, yeah, that are literally giants. Remember Robert Hoof? Giant. Robert Hoof is a giant. That's what we need. Not only is he giant, he's the physical presence. But anyway, what other tall defender did we had? Aspilicueta was also quite tall, but anyway, let's keep moving. Let me know in the comments below who you can think of when it comes to tall defenders that we had. Where was I? At times, okay, said that. So before the 20-minute mark, we had two let-offs. The first came after Chalabar miscontrolled, with Morgan Gibbs White shooting a whisk wide. The same player that couldn't control an acrobatic effort after Douglas Luiz has headed a bouncing ball back across goal. We had already made 3 errors leading to Forest shots, the joint most by a Premier League team in a match this season. You see, if there's anything I ask Enzo Maresca to do and the rest of the coaching staff, is find a way to get these boys to stop making silly errors. Silly errors. Like silly errors. Silly errors. They're unnecessary. But anyway, we move. A calmer passage of play ensured with neither team finding the fluency or the final pass to seriously threaten the other. Santos goes close. That was until the close to the interval when Santos had a pair of decent opportunities. Neto created the first by cleverly picking João Pedro, who nodded the ball back to Santos. His shot was always rising over. Imagine that Brazilian link up in a Samba Boys FC derby. You know what I mean? The Brazilian next attempt went closer with Brazilian. Okay, again, João Pedro was the creator. This time from a much deeper, with his lofted through pass, eventually reaching Santos. The left footed strike that followed beat Matt Stelz, but also the far post. Neto fired over the last meaningful action of the half that had threatened to catch fire, but never quite did. Now, this is the moment we seized control. Finally, right? Both managers responded by making changes at halftime. Igor Jesus replaced Tayo for Forest, while Maresca brought on 3 fresh faces: Caicedo, Jamie Gittins, and Mark Good. So those who complaining, Mark Good's not getting an opportunity, not starting. Well, he's 2 games in a row now. He's made an appearance. Now what? You know what I mean? Now what? They had an immediate impact within 7 minutes of the restart. We were 2-0 up. 7 minutes. That speaks a lot of volumes. And that's good. And this is, you see, when I said before, did I say before? With Enzo Maresca, he has an he knows how to make substitutions. But there's been times when he's made very, very poor substitutions. And it makes you wonder, how do you come back from making poor decisions after making great decisions in the past? This is how. Even prior to that, there was another game where he made, it's the game against Liverpool. He made fantastic substitutions and it worked. So, it is what it is. So you got to give credit where credit's due. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Archimpong had already had an header saved by Sales when he nodded Neto's invited cross in the 49th minute. It was a good time for the 19-year-old to open his Chelsea account, but the moment made extra special because he could celebrate right in front of the ecstatic travelling support. Perfect. Everything happens for a reason. All right. In the blink of an eye, we doubled our lead. Good skill from Gu. Won a free kick on the edge of the box that James rolled to Neto, whose strike was too hot for Sales to handle. This is why I look forward to when Liam Delap comes. He's like what Mark Gu has done in these past 2 games. He's done what I don't want to say I expect Liam Delap to do, because I do expect Liam Delap to score goals as well. But his positioning and knowing how to basically get a free kick or get a penalty. Do you know what I mean? Liam Delap was known for but he was known in his days at Ipswich, like from what I recall, he was known how to do certain moves that led to an attacking free kick or to a penalty. Remember that penalty against us? Well, I thought he dived. Chai. Anyway, he's our player now, so here's what it is. Anyway, João Pedro shot wide at the near post as we sought to put the game beyond Forest, who, to their credit, did try to muster a response. Nico Williams, no, not that Nico Williams, but Nico Williams, volleyed a very presentable chance over before Chantes got down well to save Nikola Milenkovic header and then back up to ensure Ibrahim Sangare's strike on the spin went over. The host went even close in the 70th minute. Igor Jesus met fellow sub Callum Hudson-Odoi, former Blues, Cobham Academy graduate, you know, crossover volley that hit the crossbar, then the post, and someone stayed out. On the break, Gu fired over. James notches on landmark appearance. Here we go. We would add a late third when Sells flapped at the corner, succeeded only in teeing up James. He controlled the volley, found it way past several red shirts and into the net. Within 3 minutes of normal time remaining, Gutso mistimed the tackle and picked up his second yellow of the afternoon, ruling out the next Sunday's game against Sunderland. Nonetheless, it was an emphatic way to pick up a second straight win and a third success at this ground in 3 seasons. You know them ways there. And listen, if you're a Chelsea fan, hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications. Get me more content in regards to Chelsea and football's coming is on the way. And listen, I've got other content on my channel as well. So listen, whenever I post or go live, you'll be notified and you'll be able to watch there and then. Fair is fair, right? Yeah, let's keep moving. Let's go. All right, so what this means, the Blues rise to 4th in the Premier League table ahead of the rest of the weekend's action. So, because we kicked off at 12:30, I don't know where we are on the table right now. And personally, I don't really want to look at the table at this time of the season. The only time I really want to look at the table is at the end of the season. Do you know why? Because then I'll be like, okay, I will know whether we won it or not. I don't want us to just qualify for the Champions League. No, I want us to win the league. I want us to win the Premier League. Do you get it? So I'm like, there's no point in me looking at the table thinking, if you win this. Oh, we got to third. Oh, we got to second. Oh, if we beat, we go first. Forget all that. But a few years ago, I had that mindset. Now I'm like, listen, I'm not saying I don't care about the table like that, but listen, if we end up being first in December, and that saying that whoever's first in December or first at Christmas, should I say, they end up winning the league, then it is what it is. All right? If we win the league, we win the league. And do you believe we will win the league? Leave your answer in the comments below. Like, be honest. Don't be too critical of our side either, just because we make silly mistakes as well. Because sometimes, even with silly mistakes, it's a thing of, can we control the game? Can we put ourselves in a position where even when we do make mistakes, we're able to rectify those mistakes? You understand? Because I still feel like we haven't hit. I feel like we haven't hit second gear yet. Me personally, I think we're going to hit second gear probably late November. We will hit second. we will hit second gear. And I could be wrong. And what I mean by second gear is, I mean playing a type of football where it's just so unbelievable that you're like, raw, this is the world champions. Like, properly playing out world champions. Barely even mistakes. Like, everyone's concentrating, everyone's doing their job, everyone fighting for one another. Not fighting for one another in terms of physical fight where a player gets sent off. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just envisioning it, and I could be wrong, but listen. All right, so what's next? Home games against Ajax on Wednesday in the Champions League and the Sunderland on Saturday. So just to bear in mind, our starting 11, or yeah, our starting lineup, should I say, including the bench, was 4-2-3-1 formation. Santos in goal. James obviously captain. Archie Pong Tosin came on at 81st minute. Chalobah, Correa, Gutso, Lavio, Caicedo, Pedro Neto, Esteban Willian, Andre Santos, Mark Gill, Garnacho, getting the João Pedro, unused sub, Jorgensen, Hado, Banwanate, Tyreek George. Scorers, obviously, we told you which scores were. Booked, really told you it was Malo Gusto that got sent off, but Esteban Willian also got booked, and Robert Sanchez got booked. So yeah, we don't necessarily care about what's his name, about the whole Nottingham Forest bench. No disrespect, or the starting 11. No disrespect. Here's what it is, all right? Now, yeah, give me a second. Let's get into the stats here, because this is where it becomes interesting. All right, so the scorers here, I said the first scorer is going to be João Pedro with just Ange Postecoglou. I mean, it's the name still started with a J, so that counts for something, right? I got that wrong, so it's fine. 0 points. All right. In which minute would the first Chelsea goals be scored? I said 8 minutes. The result was 49 minutes, so I still got that wrong. All right. So how many shots will Chelsea have overall? I said 14. We ended up having 17. So as you can see here, 8 off target. No, that's wait. 6. That's technically. Anyway. So 17 here anyway. How many shots will Chelsea be on target? I said 10. The answer is 6, as you can see here. What overall possession will Chelsea have? I said 59. It was 50-50. Which I'm surprised about, but that just goes to show you, because we were more clinical, that's why it was 50. That's why it was important to make sure you take your chances. Yeah, that's why. How many Chelsea corners would there be? I said 8. It ended up being 2. Let's see. And that's pretty much it on that point. Is what it is. All right. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. What was your predicted scoreline? Yeah. But before we get into that, normally I like to do one other thing, but because it was Reece James's 200 appearance, yeah, I want to see something. So let me just type in Reece. Okay, there you go. Reece James. Where is it? It's just mad when you think about it. Reece James. Just do this. Latest news, and I'll find what I want to look for. But yeah, review our Chelsea fan, hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications. You see why Chelsea James is your player to match. Again, there's that, but there was something else. Or should we just come back to this another time? No. We won't. We'll come back. We're doing this now. We're doing this now. All right. All right. So Reece James, the standout Chelsea moment so far. Reece James made his 200th appearance for Chelsea at Nottingham Forest yesterday. So to mark his impressive achievement, we picked out the selection of the Blue Skipper's best moment so far. All right, James' story began when he started training with us at the age of 6 years old, you know. He progressed through the academy to captain under the 18s to FA Youth Cup glory in 2018. A successful loan spell to Wigan Athletic followed before James broke into the Chelsea first team in 2019 to 20 under the management of Frank Lampard, aka Super Frank. He has been a key member of the squad since, and at the City Ground brought up the considerable milestone of 200 games for the Blues. Here are just some of Reece James' highlights so far. So, marking his debut in style, September 2019, he scored in his debut, by the way. James had to wait to make his Chelsea debut, but when he came, he announced himself to Stamford Bridge, faithful and style, superbly curling a 20-yarder against Grimsby in a big Carabao Cup win. All right. A dramatic leveler November 19th, 2019, with the Blues 4-1 down at Ajax at half-time. Lampard's turn on James and the young right back rewarded his head coach by completing an extraordinary comeback at a Verifone Stamford Bridge with a powerful close-range effort. He remains our youngest ever goal scorer in Champions League. Would he score against Ajax on Wednesday? Who knows? I wouldn't bet against him scoring a free kick. Like, I wouldn't bet against him scoring a free kick against Ajax. Hey, listen. Anyway, blockbuster at Brighton, September 2020. James began his second season as a member of the first team squad in spectacular fashion. Larapin at home, a long ranger away to Brighton and Hove Albion on a feeder club. Sorry, Brighton. Technically, you are a feeder club, but it is what it is. Opening day of the season, it was the same way to open his Premier League account. The biggest prize, May 2021. James' first piece of silverware wasn't just any old trophy. He started the Champions League final at a right back and excelled as we kept Man City at bay and lifted the continent's most prestigious prize for the second time in Chelsea's history. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. He needs to win us the Premier League. The Premier League would do. You know what I'm saying? I want us to win all trophies on us this season, to be honest. But anyway, twice on the tune, October 2021. Excuse me. The campaign was a profitable one for James, who netted 6 goals, including a superb brace at St. James's Park. I mean, Reece James, St. James's Park. It's Heath Park, all right? The England international cracked a left foot shot to break the deadlock and followed it soon with one with his right set on the way to a 3-0 win. Imagine he scored a left foot, right foot header at St. James's Park. Imagine him. Anyway. Lauren James, can you do one for us, please? No, I'm joking. Anyway, following the departure of Cesar Azpilicueta, James was named our new club captain in August 2023. It was undeniably an extremely proud moment for Reece James, who followed his footsteps of the past Blue greats like John Terry, Ron Harris, and Ray Wilkins, graduated from our academy to lead the side out. Another European trophy, May 2025, James got his hand on silverware for the first time as a skipper following a 4-1 victory over Real Betis in the UEFA Conference League final at Roclaw. His introduction at halftime helped swing the contest in our favor. You see what I'm going to say? Anyway, on top of the world, July 2025, even better was to come later in the summer as James captained us to a famous victory over European champions Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup final, showing his natural ability and versatility. James started in midfield and helped us boss the New York Soapies from the off earlier in the tournament. His clever free kick had helped us get the better of Benfica in the round of 16. So congratulations, Reece James, and here's to many, many more moments for the Blues. More wonderful moments for the Blues. Up the Chels. Now, but for real, it's an incredible achievement to be able to do such things. You know what I mean? To achieve 200 appearances for Chelsea, but not only that, you've won trophies like major honors, like major honors within that, and within that you've been the captain and you've helped your club win the Club World Cup and the European Conference League as well as a captain. And you're telling me, listen, and obviously you won a Champions League before, but it's like as a captain, it hits different. It hits different when winning trophies. It hits different. But anyway, now we're going to react to George Benson's reaction. Yeah, we go to George Benson's first, then we go to he's dead. Then we go to George Benson, then Blue Lions FC. Oh,
there are winter jackets.
Right there.
And then there are winter jackets.
Excuse me.
Want to know how I write code that changes everything?
Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson.
Shout out to George Benson. Hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notification if you want more content in regards to George Benson. We react to his content. Get me? Let's go.
Football channel for 6 things that we learned from Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 3. This is a massive win. If you watch the watch along, if you've been on Shootout this afternoon, which by the way, I've got to say it now at the start of this video. If you're not yet subscribed to Shootout, check the link in the description. Birthday boy, you
Sorry.
mate, come on, it's Mario's birthday. Come on.
Happy birthday, Mario.
I called it 2-0, but I'm very happy with 3 points. I'm a bit sorry for Ange, to be fair.
No, you're not.
Well, no,
you will be later on tonight. You will be.
No, I don't like anybody losing their job, but it doesn't look good for him. I hope they give him a little bit more time. But look, it was well deserved. I called 2 of the goals before they scored. I said, we're going to score from this corner, and we're going to score from this.
You did.
And I did.
Mate, when you see the clips, when the clips go live, we got you singing, we're going to score from this corner. Guess what we did? We scored from the corner. Mate, honestly, happy birthday to you. Thank you for everything you do for us
Happy birthday, Mario.
And all the watchers and everything. So watch along with these boys. They're doing a tremendous job here. Every time they take up their weekends, you know, it is for the love of Chelsea, but it's also for the love of you guys watching it. Keep watching and tell your mates, and let's get more followers for these boys.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mario. Appreciate it, mate. Enjoy your birthday.
Take a couple of
That's it.
Yeah, you do whatever you need to do, Mario. Do whatever you need to do. Honestly, the emotions right now running high because that's 3 wins in a row. We've done this a few times recently. Chelsea winning football matches and red cards. Is that not a combination that you just love? At this point, I'm kind of like happy that Malo Gusto got sent off. Like, call me an idiot, call me stupid, call me crazy, say whatever you want to say. But I feel like this is just becoming a Chelsea thing. And when we're winning, I don't care how many people get sent off, all right?
No. I hear what you're saying, but I do care, right? Because we need to stop this. And do we have a disciplinary problem? And I meant to answer this question as well. Do I think do we have a disciplinary problem? I don't necessarily think we do. I think it's a case of there's a lot of things at play. Sometimes some players are out of position. That's one thing. 2, some players, they may not be 100% fit. So they will do something to get themselves sent off. Call it what you want, but I do believe there's some players that have that mindset like that. It is what it is. Yeah? And I get it. If you're playing for Chelsea Football Club, you shouldn't have that mindset. But the reality is there's some people that have that mindset. It's like, well, I'm not fully fit. The manager wants to pick me. I understand why I'm... Do you know what I mean? And it's mad, yeah, because it's like, what do you do? Like, what does the player do in that situation? And you could say, yeah, they get paid a lot of money, yeah, but that's besides the point. If you want to play, you want to be at your best. And I don't know, like, maybe I'm giving excuses because obviously when you support the club, everything just hits different. Like everything is just different, but other than that, you got to remember also sometimes decisions can go against us, and the players need to understand that sometimes you can't be doing rash challenges and doing this and that because you know the referees are gonna laser beam on you and give you a yellow card or a red card. You know what I mean? You got to just do your job, and to the point where if VAR And we know VAR is not realistic, but worked in our favor sometimes. But if VAR picks it up, they pick it up. If they don't, then they don't. It is what it is. If they pick it up where it looked like you done wrong and it was unintentional and it doesn't look like it was meant to be a yellow card or a red card, it could work in your favor. You never know. However, sometimes I do feel like VAR is against us, all right? The referees are against us, and we should play like that. Play like we know they're against us. So we don't need this disciplinary problem. I don't think we necessarily have one. Like I said before, I don't think we do. I just think some players are either tired or...
Today was magnificent. The first half, right? Let's talk about the Chelsea lineup, because the lineup in itself is slightly concerning. When I see no Cole Palmer in the starting 11, when I don't see Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, I'm concerned, I'm worried. I'm like, is that actually going to be enough quality out there on the field with enough players that know enough?
Now, call me crazy, yeah, but it was when I saw the lineup, I made my prediction. And I predicted for us to win 3-0. Call me crazy. When you got faith and trust in the club you support, trust and believe that they're going to do well. Just trust and believe that they will do well. You know what I mean? Let's keep moving. Let's go.
Enough about positionally where they're supposed to be, where does Maresca want you to play, how do we coherently put this together? I'm just wondering if we're going to have enough. First half, I'm looking...
Hang on, I just realized something. Hang on. Okay, it's on the right channel. Because I stream on my other channel as well, so it's the Alkebulan Trust. If you know, you know. That's why.
And I'm like, Santos has had 2 good chances, but he doesn't score anything. There's something missing there. Thank you, mate. Pleasure. Thank you for your energy. Thank you so much. Honestly, first half, we collapsed a little bit. We didn't collapse. That's the wrong thing to say. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. But the first half was very much a Chelsea that haven't played together before. We're looking at a starting 11 that isn't necessarily coherent in terms of playing together and knowledge of where to be at the right moments. We've got everything but the final pass. At half-time, we said, Eunice and I said, Pedro Neto, all I want to see from Neto is all of this bursting past the player, beating a man, taking someone on. This is all fantastic, but are you going to offer me end products? Within 7 minutes of the start of the second half, we're 2-0 up and Neto scored a free kick. That is what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see from my players. When we've got star boys out, we've got Cole Palmer injured for 6 weeks. Yeah, we're not happy about that, are we? You've got Esteban Willian on the bench. You've got Caicedo injured or not fit enough to start the match. Enzo Fernandez out. When you've got this amount of top quality talent just not able to play, this is where the questions come about the squad depth. And today, we have answered that. There's countless players out there. That I want to give massive praise to. Even Gusto. He didn't have the best first half. He ends up getting sent off. But second half, positionally, when it comes to the runners, when João Pedro can play deeper and he's not reliant on being the final guy. Look at the difference in performance from João Pedro. The guy is a number 10. He's someone who loves to integrate himself deeper in the pitch, in the build.
I always wondered that, yeah. You can leave your answer in the comments below. Do you feel like João Pedro is a number 10 or is he a striker? Or what is his best position? Because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking this is probably why when Liam Delap comes back, maybe we may see more of Liam Delap and João Pedro together. You know what I mean? We may see more of that instead. But I still could be wrong, but I don't know. But then it's so magic because it's like we are trying to. All right, look. We obviously. I don't want to say we still need a player that can play across the front line, or all across the front line, as a left winger, right winger, and as a forward, yeah. But it's so mad. It's like I think it just depends on the tactical setup the manager has that day for that game. It has to be. Because if it feels like João Pedro has to play as a number 10 in this game for the tactics to work, fairs. If it means that he has to play as a number 9 and it works, then fairs. I just think it depends on the tactical setup. But let me know what your thoughts are. What's his best position?
Being the last man. Mark Guillou comes on and bloody hell, man, does this guy run for the team? Does he care? Does he act like a proper striker would have always acted in the past? Yes, he does. He runs around, he's fighting with everybody, trying to get involved, and he has a say in Chelsea's first 2 goals. Everything about this win feels poetic. It feels fantastic to see 2-week break after scoring a last-minute winner, Esteval, the star boy, scoring the winner against Liverpool, to have a break of 2 weeks and then come back and put in an emphatic half of football like this. And you know what? I've not even mentioned the cake yet, all right? I'm not going to say anything more about that. Maybe later on in the video I will. But if you're not subscribed to Shootout, you've got to join in for these watch-alongs, because I think we might even upload the second half reaction as a video on the channel. It was absolutely monstrous from Chelsea. Let's begin. Box number 1 is Pedro Neto. In the first half, Neto looked sharp. There were question marks about his fitness. Is Neto going to be able to play? Is he going to be able to start? You've got Neto on the right wing, Garnacho on the left wing. Garnacho looked as though the physicality of the game was getting the better of him. Forest had gone with 5 at the back. You've got Milinkovic bodying him at times. Neto looked as though he had the quick feet. He had the ability to get it past the man, put the cross in. Was the cross on target? Not necessarily. Were the shots on target? No. Second half, he starts, and it just looks as though everything about the energy of what Chelsea were bringing to the table changed. Now, Enzo Maresca is in the stands today. Willy Caballero's there with his bald head in the flipping sidelines, being the manager, being the guy to read the instructions. Today, right, we want to give credit to Caballero for being there on the sidelines, but the management from Maresca was absolutely brilliant. 3 substitutions at half-time, 0-0 to win 3-0. Put some respect on our manager's name. Absolutely brilliant from Enzo Maresca, brilliant from Chelsea, and Pedro Neto gets that second goal with a Reece James free kick, and I'm like, Reece is going to put this in the top corner. It's so close to the goal, but not too close that Reece can put it in there. He lays it off to Neto, and my word, is it a finish? Is it a hit? Sells has got nothing to say, and from that point, the Nottingham Forest fans knew the writing was on the wall. Let's move into box number 2. Another player that changed the game was Mark Guillou. He comes on, and Bull in a China shop is not giving him credit. That's a disservice. I want to say a massive shout out to Mark Guillou for the way that he's already evolved this game. And yes, we've not seen him play that many minutes. Yes, he went on loan to Sunderland, scored a Carabao Cup goal, gets recalled, looks as though he's not going to play for Chelsea again. Is he going on loan to Strasbourg? Will he come back and Amiga come in? Who knows? Mark Guillau's been given his chance, and he's changed the game.
I think the rules. I believe the rules are changed. Not changed. I believe the rules are. If he played a certain amount of minutes and a certain amount of games for us, he can't go on loan. So it makes me wonder: is Emmanuel Amiga now? Is the plan for Emmanuel Amiga to finish the season with Strasbourg, and then Mark Guillou to go to Strasbourg? You understand? Whether that's a loan move or a permanent move, who knows? But it almost feels like that's what's going to happen. It's mad because I'm like, do I want it to happen? I don't know. Because it's hard to say if Emmanuel Amiga is going to do wonders with us at Chelsea. At Chelsea, with us, same difference. It's hard to say. It's hard to genuinely say. Because the Premier League and League One are different type of leagues. However, I will say this. Strasbourg, under Liam Rosner, they are looking like a very, very different team. Yeah? So it's almost like looking at a second Chelsea. I know that sounds mad to say, but maybe he would fit in like a glove, like that. Who knows? You can let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, but it's going to be mad to see Mark Guillou go permanently or on loan, because I would have liked Mark Guillou to stay, because we need... there was a time when we had 4 strikers. 4 strikers on the books. and we're rotating properly. You understand? So, let's keep moving. Let's go.
Chelsea needed a bully. We needed someone that was going to get their body about with those Nottingham Forest defenders, put himself about a little bit, and he did that. He was an absolute menace for that Forest defence. He gave them something else to worry about to allow Pedro to drop a little bit deeper, João Pedro I'm talking about here, and be more influential from deeper. That is where he's at his most creative. That's where he's at his biggest threat. Mark Guillou, I thought, was excellent. Yes, like he had a little run in and like the finish is poor, whatever, and it was offside, so it didn't matter anyway. But I just love him. And from the if you watch this channel for a while, right? When we first saw him on pre-season, you can see what he does. You can see the way that he tries to bully defenders. He's an old school striker.
Exactly. You see?
There's one thing
That's
the
what
best
I say.
communicators always do, but most never try. You see, most people actually don't stop and think before they speak.
Most people, I don't know about that. Anyway. I'll say something before. Alright, so look, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I feel like if João Pedro is playing as a number 10 and Mark Guillou is playing as a number 9, is that going to work? Or is it the case of now Mark Guillou has to play, he has to play his part by, you know what I mean, having bit part roles, which I feel like with Mark Guillou, I feel like he's such a team player that, hold on. Yeah, I feel like he's such a team player that I don't think he cares whether he starts or not. Obviously, he wants to start. He wants to play. But I feel like he's getting in that position where he's like, listen, if I play, I'm going to do my part. If I do well, if the manager picks me and I do well, it is what it is. Like, he's just, I'm not saying he's there for vibes, but I almost feel like he's just a team player. And I feel like we need those players, and then we need all players to have that mentality and, you know what I mean, and actually move that way. Like, it's a team play. It's a team sport at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I guess for most of their contracts, they may have a bonus type of contract. You know what I mean? But it still works in their favor when they do stuff like this, where they're just being a team player. And that's what it sounds like to why, you know, George Benson is like proud.
Man, like I'm talking real fast here because like this is just a flipping great day. This is an unreal win. Subscribe to GBFC, hit that like button. Box number 3, Josh Achampong, 11 years as a Chelsea player, and he scores his first goal, gets the start alongside Chalobah today, buries the ball, 75 seconds into the second half, Achampong buries the header into the top corner. You can see what it means to him. He knee slides on the pitch, hands in the air. This means everything to him, and listen, he's one of those players who we can all see the talent, we can all see the quality. We've all asked questions. Is he going to get the minutes that he deserves for a youngster at Chelsea? We've got injuries galore. We've got so many injuries in centre half. Achampong, every time I see him play, Liverpool, before the international break, absolutely massive, superb performance. And then today, even in the first half, right, I don't just want to talk about the goal. It's easy in football to just analyse the goals, the main moments. That's what wins you a game. But this channel, I want to try and like pick out other moments. I want to try and pick out other things. And sometimes in the first half, we looked hesitant in the back. We were playing out from the back, but making the wrong pass. Achampong never did that. Everything he did was front foot. Everything was calculated. Everything was finding his man. I think Trev, like, I'm not too worried about Trev, but he was giving the ball away a little bit in that first half, but Josh never did. He was absolutely superb. And for him to score his first goal, and it be a bullet header against Nottingham Forest, like, is there anything more poetic than that, mate? Absolutely incredible. Box number 4, Enzo Maresca gets sent off every week, mate. If it means you're going to be like that and you're going to make decisions like that, you best believe this ain't Maresca being like, oh, my phone's dead. Where's my other phone? I don't know where my other phone is. Here it is. Both my phones are dead, mate. I can't talk. Willie Caballero. Enzo Maresca makes all those decisions. Shout out to my manager. Shout out to our manager. 3 half-time substitutions at 0-0. That's bold. That's making a difference. And every player that he brought on, even Gittins, a bit more direct, a little bit more poised. Nottingham Forest players more willing to commit to him because they know that he wants to beat the man. He doesn't just want to wait.
And this is what I'm trying to say. All those who are criticizing Jamie Gittins, I'm telling you, wait till you're going to start calling him Jamie Littens. Yeah, because he's going to light up the stadiums. Stamford Bridge. He's going to light up the stadiums. I am so confident, yeah. And I could be completely wrong, but I know I'm not going to be wrong. I got my prediction right about the scoreline, didn't I? I got my prediction right about the scoreline against Liverpool, didn't I? Or was it against Liverpool? I got my prediction right against Benfica as well, I believe, as well. Or did I? Or something like that. I got my prediction right every so often. So I'm predicting, yeah, Jamie Gittins is going to be Jamie Littens, bruh. That's what I'm saying. Jamie Littens. So all those who want to, do you know what I mean? And think about it. We're in the month of October. Yeah, you know what I mean? We're in the month of October. Football is a season type of sport. It's not a sport where, no, I say season, but it's like a month. Like there's several months within a season. So there's going to be moments, especially when a player is starting their career at a elite level club, yeah, especially at a young age. I think some people forget how young he is. Like, look, Mark Gu, Hutchinson, they're both young. Neto is probably out of these two. Out of these three, Neto is the oldest and most experienced. Yeah, Mark Gu and Hutchinson. Do you know what I mean? We got a very, very young squad. So people need to bear that in mind. So I would expect more from Pedro Neto because of his experience. And he showed that in this game. So, and this is where, again, at the end of the day, we have to be grateful for the fact that we have an experienced player like Pedro Neto. Because it just brings everything just is more or less cohesive. Yeah? It's not just, because they're young, give them a chance and they'll do their thing. And if they don't do their thing, they don't do their thing. No, it's a thing of because before I think we need to mix youth with experience. Like, then I realized, okay, well, what experience are we actually going for? And then when Pedro Neto came, I'm like, okay, not the experience I was expecting, but hey, we fought out big money for him. So now it's like literally paying off. Like the way he started against the Club World Cup, I know it's technically last season, but listen, we get to say we're world champions for 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Yeah. So the way he started, I'm like, yeah, he ain't come to play. He come to say, this Club World Cup is mine. Do you know what I mean? But let's go.
For some other runner. Massively bold from Enzo Maresca, and I think today he deserves so much credit for that, because whether he was there on the touchline or not, it's still him. It's still his decisions. Box number 5, Chelsea's Captain Reece James.
King James.
Not been injured all of 2025.
Captain King Reece
Hello?
James.
Morning, Erishaw.
Okay.
Your front door camera has triggered and I can see a man inside your house.
What?
See you later, mate. Love you,
We'll
bro.
call the well, long said that.
Reece James, absolutely fabulous. And the goal, I know it's obviously the third one. We've already won the game at this point. Reece James buries it. He drills it. He's just running through like a bulldozer, connects with it, and it goes in the back of the net. Chelsea's captain, influential again. Malo Gusto, I think, can only really play for Chelsea right now when Reece James on the pitch. He can't play next game, so he's been sent off. Chelsea's captain, man, I'm just delighted to see him fit, healthy, on the pitch, game after game, week after week. It's fabulous. 3-0. Reece gets the goal, but like, we got to give the praise today. Where is it? Where's the cake? Wait, pass me the cake, bro. Pass me the cake. The cake.
Where's
Okay?
the cake?
Box number 6. Is
That's a cake? Oh, there you go.
Have you? Can you?
Hang on. What colour box did you give this?
Green.
No. It's a blue.
Are you, okay.
Is that
Can I
nice?
change it now?
This is for 3-0 win.
Okay.
We're winning the league.
Pause.
Happy birthday.
Pause. Yeah, we win the league. Pause. I ain't gonna say nothing more on that. Right? You understand? Yeah. No Diddy.
Hey, Mario. Happy birthday, Eunice.
I mean, it's Mario's cake. That's why.
Okay.
Is that nice?
And
Yeah.
this is like, you might not know what I'm talking about. Subscribe to Shootout. Watch the watch-alongs. Because the cake is the reason, okay? It's all about the flipping cake, man. Outrageous. Game over. 3-0 Chelsea. What? Postecoglou! No! Postecoglou's been sacked! What? Bro! He's been sacked!
No, wait. The fact that he was recording and the moment you're hearing this news, nah, priceless. Priceless. Hey, nah, that deserves a rewind. Man's just enjoying the cake. Enjoying the cake.
This is for 3-0 win.
Okay, we don't want to rewatch that, but
Okay.
okay, we
We're
watch.
winning the league.
Happy birthday, Mario. Happy birthday, Eunice. George is going to take the cake now. The cake. And this is like, you might not know what I'm talking about. Subscribe to Shootout. Watch the watch-alongs. Because the cake is the reason, okay? It's all about the flipping cake, man. Outrageous. Game over. 3-0 Chelsea. What? Postecoglou! No! Postecoglou's been sacked! What?
Yo.
Bro! He's been sacked! He's been sacked! What is going on?
That P45 was written in minute 65.
It's gone. Look, I'm going to wrap up this video now because Eunice is going to film his review. I love this club. I love you lot. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new. 3-0. Job done. 3 points. Game over. Eunice talks cake. Let's go.
You lot think you're football expert.
Find that right there. Shout out to Rio Ferdinand, SE15 legend and that. Yeah, if you know, you know. But obviously, I'm a Chelsea fan, so yeah, you can stay over there with your Manchester United legend stuff. Get me? But the fact that you're from South London, it's a different vibe. Anyway, let's go. So let's see, read the comments real quick. Dr. Antrapong, masterclass. Goo wins our first goal in the 30 seconds, corner part of the build-up. In our first goal, where he also draws in 2 defenders in the box and frees up Josh. Then he draws the foul for the free kick on the second goal. His impact was instant. Josh should become something special. Hey, listen, you know what's mad? Can you imagine, yeah? What if, hear me out, can you imagine? We're playing Sunderland next in the Premier League. Can you imagine Mark Gu scoring his Premier League goal for the season? His first Premier League goal for the season against Sunderland. I don't think he will celebrate. Or would he celebrate? But knowing so far the personality he's showing is showing that he wouldn't celebrate. He'd probably be like, you know what I mean? It will be a moment. It will be a moment. The way Mark Gu, aka Gal, is playing it as if he is bound to score in his next game. Aside from that, up the Chelsea. Happy birthday, Mario. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. But yeah, man, finding out that news during recording is mad. Imagine. Anyway. Now let's react to Blue Lines TV's version.
Come on, boys. Let's go, man. Let's go. Myself, I'm a happy guy. I'm a happy guy with this performance. Normally, after international break, we don't tend to play that well. we don't tend to get results. So I will take that considering the context of the team and squad right now. Injuries to key players. Players weren't even fully fit playing games in the second half. It's a lot to take in right now. And the fact that we are leaving.
That's why I was saying Malo Gusto. I don't know if he's fully fit. So he probably did it on purpose to get injured so he doesn't play in the next game. But he's going to be playing again. He may play in the Champions League. But against Sunderland, he gets a rest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know what's going through these guys' heads. Because there's some players that will want to inject himself in with pain, with PK, like pain K, and they go on to play football. Like, do you know how many times? Allegedly, I believe. I'll probably have to react to another day. John Obi Mikel's podcast, the Obi-Wan podcast. I believe John Terry said something like that. So it just makes you wonder what mentality that they're in.
The City ground with 3 goals. Goals scored courtesy of Achimpong with his first career goal at our football club. Pedro Neto, different game second half, and Reece James making it 3 on his 200th appearance as a Chelsea player. There's a lot of positives to take from this game, but as we all know, man, discussing this game, it was a game of 2 halves. The first half and the second half. So let's unpack what we saw, right? Let's start with that first half. I know a lot of you guys, you see the lineup, and I get it, you know, first game back after international break. You're still thinking about Esteval's last-minute winner against Liverpool. It felt like last season. It felt like an eternity ago.
But I can understand.
With TUI, you can build and package. More options, more choice. TUI, live happy.
You're ready again, yeah? It's early on a Saturday weekend too. You're pumped. You're gearing up for things. You've been discussing the lineups with your boys. Is Esteval going to be in the middle or the right-hand side? So when you saw that this guy wasn't even in the team today, when you saw that it was like Gusto in midfield again, Reece James, Garnacho on the left-hand side, etc., etc., I can understand why a few people might have been scratching their heads a bit thinking, yo, what's actually going on? I didn't sign up for this after international break. And we had a lot of difficulties in that first half. Many, many difficulties. Now, I don't want to be that guy, but if you guys saw my I mentioned one clear point. Because of the injuries, or maybe the late fitness reports of a few key first-team players, I had a feeling that you'd see Lavia and Andre Santos playing in midfield together. I'm going to focus on these 2 guys to explain my point, because by themselves, these guys are talents. When they're playing alongside the more senior players like Enzo or Moises, they shine even more. But playing together is a bit of a different story, right? It's a different story because it's not about just having natural God-given talent. It doesn't instantly make you a great player for the team. And I stress.
This is what I tried to say. When it comes down, this is what I tried to say earlier on, that we need players like Mark Gu that had that mentality of it's not just an individual thing or personal. That's not personal like that. It's a team sport. So you play for the team. You do whatever you need to do. Give me a second. You do whatever you need to do to end up for us to win the game. You do whatever it takes. You put yourself, not put yourself on the line like that, but like you fight for the team like that. You do your job. And then if it means you have to help out your other teammates' job, for example, if for example, you have, let me use Jamie Gittins as an example, flying up the wing. No, sorry, my bad. If, for example, you got someone like Mark Cucurella or Yarahato flying up the wing, and on that same wing, you have Jamie Gittins, for example, or Garnacho, and on that left flank, it means that if Yarahato or Mark Cucurella end up losing the ball, it would mean if they're unable to recover the ball, can that left winger recover that ball? You see what I'm trying to say? Help their teammate out. And this is the whole point I'm trying to make. I know it sounds mad what I'm saying, but that's the whole point. We need everyone to help out everyone. Everyone to help out everyone. That's how it should be. Yeah, but let's keep it moving.
It's the word team. You need more than that. You need to have the rhythm of each other's game, the chemistry.
You see,
in systems like this,
he was saying something more or less like that, but he said it perfectly.
You need to understand when to move up and when to drop, when to move laterally, when to rotate. There's all these key mechanisms and details that are needed. And I mention this point because for all the talent these guys have, playing together, different story at the moment. First game they've played. And it felt like in particular, we struggled with our build-up play. It was very uncharacteristic. Now, yes, we've paid the price over the last few games now from sloppy mistakes from the back that have punished us. I don't know today how we did not concede against Nottingham Forest. And if anything, we're playing against Forest at the perfect time because for all the quality they showed offensively, they didn't have the heart. They didn't have the confidence. They're lacking something right now. There was no conviction behind their finishing. They played the game today, but they didn't play that they felt they could win the game. And that's what helped us in the end because we were the only team today that felt like the game was there to be won. Hence why we leave the City ground with 3 points. But to finish my point, you guys, this is like part of the parcel when it comes to accepting what it means to have a very young squad and a very young team. It comes with patience. It comes with time. They need to understand all the finer details behind what makes the system click and also find that chemistry with each other as well too. On top of that, when you got guys like Garnacho.
There are winter jackets, and then there are winter jackets.
The left wing. Listen, I know you guys, we can have a debate on the left wing.
I was just talking about the left wing as well. That is just so mad. Hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications. Get me. Leave a comment in the comments below. You want a shout out, is what it is. Listen, I do other type of content as well. And the funny thing is, I can say if you want to see me post any content in regard to football, Chelsea, boom, obviously turn on your post notifications. But obviously I do other content as well. So I would like you to watch my other content as well, right? Get me. Whatever I post, get me. Whatever I do, get me. Support me. Holla at your boy. Get me.
My opinion, in the summer, I was like, spend big money on first team quality. Give me a Nico Williams. Yeah. Can we do something for Raphael Onochie?
I'm about to say me. But then he said Raphael Onochie. Now, I listen, for real though. Nico Williams, not with Nico Williams, as in Nico Williams for Nottingham Forest, by the way. Nico Williams, the Ghanaian that plays for Spain. Just bear that in mind for a minute. The Ghanaian that plays for Spain.
Can we do something big for someone down the left? Hopefully these guys in Gittins and Garnacho can step up. At the moment, growing pains getting used to the team. Garnacho at times, especially the first half, the timing of his runs. You know, I said he's a very high volume player, but the efficiency and quality behind this high volume play isn't always there at times. And I just felt like it wasn't the best performance from him. You're adding all these little details. You're adding the fact that our defenders were also struggling. I thought Achimpong, he turned things around second half for sure, but he found things hard in the first half. And we can be honest about that. Doesn't mean he's bad.
See, that's a mad different contrast from, and I may have heard wrong, but I feel like that's a mad different contrast from what George Benson was saying, and now what Nini is saying. So I don't know, or Nini FC, get me? Like there's a contrast difference, and it's interesting how people see things from the perspective. Now the thing is, I could only catch the highlights, but I didn't watch the full game. Like I said, I was concentrating trying to get this channel and my other channel together. Yeah, that I'll be completely real with you. Yeah, because the reality is, man's a grown man. So there's things that need to be sorted. Yeah. So, that's why I'm constantly, that's why I'm posting constantly. Because, you know what I mean? Things need to get done. And if you want to support me in helping things get done, do you know what I mean? Then by all means, support this channel, do what you gotta do, like, comment, share, all that. You know what I mean? I respect you for it. Let's go.
It's a conversation that we have to address. He's still very young himself. I think it's like his 3rd or 4th start for us in his career at the moment. And it was a few little sloppy passes and sloppy details between himself and Chalobah. And I felt like when Maresca was trying to do this like 2+2 build-up, it was actually inviting and encouraging Nottingham Forest to press us, to harry us, to fight for the second balls. And they got so many turnovers. I don't understand how they didn't score a goal. We got extremely lucky, and to be fair with you. The only real moment of quality that we saw in that first half came from João Pedro, playing like a false nine, dropping deep on the halfway line. Beautiful skill, nice little like Brazilian reverse dummy to get past Ngare. And then
And the Samba Boys FC derby. It's just funny him mentioning that. Get me?
delicious ball over the top. Good run by Andre Santos, but now that you're here, man, Santos, you had to score that with your left foot. You had to score that. It was set up for you to make it 1-0 before half-time. Other than that, that was like the most notable bit of quality we showed. And it was quite obvious where we were lacking. So let's discuss the second half. This is where everything came right. And the thing is, when you see Enzo Maresca making a triple substitution,
you know something's up.
XXXL subs coming on, best believe this is going to be a completely different game. And Nottingham Forest paid the price for not taking advantage of some of the mistakes and some of the inefficiency we showed in that first half. Gittins coming on, Mark Gu coming on as well, and Moises Caicedo. You saw Reece James, not even inverting. Reece James played as a fullback. It was Malo Gusto who inverted inside midfield. You saw the big sub, Mark Gu, coming on the field, essentially playing that B version of Liam Delap, or how I like to see Mark Gu like that.
I said that. I didn't say the B version of Liam Delap, but I said something of that accord. Like, I said that. This is why I can't wait for Liam Delap to come back. And this is why I'm not concerned, but it makes me wonder what would happen when Liam Delap comes back. Do you understand? Because I do feel like what Mark Gu is doing, it feels like it's only a matter of time before he scores a goal for us. I don't know when it will happen, but it will happen. Remember, obviously, yes, this is the Premier League is different from the Europa Conference League, and he did well in that. So I feel like in this case, with him being such a team player, and I feel like with Liam Delap as well, obviously we haven't seen as much from him to a degree. And obviously, yeah, I know the timeline and sadly injury, but he's recovering and we should see him very soon. But it makes me feel like we need these type of players. Like, we need that physical presence, but not only that, knowing, like I said before, what Liam Delap would do. He would move in a certain way that the defenders have to try and defend to the point where Liam Delap is drawing a foul in the attacking half. I said that, and I'm saying it again. And then either a foul in attacking half where it's a free kick or a penalty. So it's good to see that we have Mark Gu like that. It's good to see.
19-year-old version of Delap. That was big. Why? Because that unlocked João Pedro. I feel sorry for Pedro at times. He's got the quality, he's got the play, but since playing really suffered and he's really struggled because he's had no one to play off with. Yeah, there's no Palmers, there's no Estevals. Yeah. The team don't create for him. All the movement that he has to show playing as a Chelsea striker, because that's the thing, yeah. You have to constantly plug holes. You have to constantly probe across the field. You have to make runs and movement to release your teammates. It's a very selfless job to play as a Chelsea striker in this Maresca setup. But the few times where he's even, you know what I mean, he's finally got a chance to shine or something. To shine you. You see like a Pedro Neto, unable to play the passing behind to release the sky and goal. Like, you got to give a little. So I think it was wise for Maresca to realize Pedro probably has to be the Palmer of the team until Palmer comes back now. Yeah? Different game from him, more influence, running towards goal, combining. We saw that lovely bit of like, back and forth between himself and Cucurella down the left-hand side. He's attracting opponents towards him. And he's just got this X factor in which he plays with, where he's always under control. He always knows what the game needs at the right time. He's a great player to have between the lines. And having Mark Yu basically unlock Pedro and just introduce that real balance into the team. Mark Yu was what the team needed. Yeah? Made it difficult for Nottingham Forest defenders. Harrying, chasing lost causes, chasing second balls. Bit of a physical profile and presence to occupy the defense, to allow our guys out wide and between the lines to shine a bit and attack from deep. Attack those spaces that Mark Yu is creating, playing that selfless role. I think maybe because Mark Yu is like, listen, if I'm not going to have one or two shots, so be it. I'm going to run like a madman. I'm going to press like a madman. I've got the strength in myself as well too.
That's why I said he's a team player.
We're going to make things happen. And that's exactly how the game turned around in that second half. Obviously not forgetting Moises Caicedo being the best when it comes to playing out from the back. And of course, just allowing us to play forward too. And it was no surprise that we quickly go in front. I thought it was excellent play from Pedro Neto down that left-hand side, yeah. I've always personally felt like I preferred Neto on the left because maybe it just reduces and simplifies this game a bit more. Beautiful classic win play, yeah. Times his acceleration and burst of speed in front of his man. And Pedro Neto is one of the best players in the Premier League at crossing on the run. That's a difficult skill to pull off. You have to master the weight of that cross, yeah. It's very hard. And then put it on a dime in the box too. Sensational cross. And he sets up Josh Achimpong for his first Chelsea career goal. These little small wins for Josh are definitely going to help him. Of course, he has a long way away, a lot of development to do. But
good question. Let me ask in the comment section below. Who do you reckon? What's best for Pedro now? Which is interesting. Interesting. Is he better on the left or the right? Because I truly believe he's better on the left as well.
Outside of the difficulties I thought that he showed on the ball at times, or maybe some of the flat-footedness with his switch balls, it was a bit too floaty for my liking. He did help the team with his recovery pace. Yeah, it's a tough game against Awonimi. Bro, I butchered these names like crazy. Apologies.
Alright, that's why I just called him Tyrell. And I'm Nigerian myself, and I'm butchering names. It is what it is, alright? It is what it is.
For my Niger boys. He did have his merits in the game, and I think at this stage of his career, you don't play games with perfection, right? It's like you hope that you have more positive actions compared to negative ones in your first proper introduction season. So that was a great goal from Josh, and hopefully that'll be his bread and butter as he develops a lot more. But getting that first goal against Forest completely changed the game and opened it up for us because you could see those Forest heads go down. They went down so quickly and they were on the floor. They were in the gutter actually a few moments later when a free kick is won right outside the box. And when you're seeing free kicks about to be taken from this position, like from like 20 yards away from goal with the perfect camera angle, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably sense something's going to come from this. We're probably going to score. It was a nice little layoff from Reece James and Pedro Neto, who does have excellent shooting, excellent striking mechanisms when he gets it right. He's a bit inconsistent, but he makes it too. And essentially, Pedro Neto changes the game for us. It was quite frustrating in the first half because, a lot of the good balls he put inside the box, Garnacho and other players weren't in sync, weren't in tandem, and it was going to waste. So he definitely took that frustration out rightfully in the second half, and he helped us secure the game like 10 minutes into the second half, which was great. You saw a bit of a reaction or non-reaction from Postecoglou. Of course, Marinakis, he didn't watch the rest of the game. Very ominous signs if you're Postecoglou. It was, listen, you guys know me, I'm a bit of a, I like my Cobham players, man. I was watching these guys when they were young, but Hudson-Odoi was causing us some issues. At times I was like, Maresca, what's going to be the plan to stop this guy now? Yeah.
That Postecoglou situation. This is the question I was gonna to answer. Yeah, is it fair that he got sacked? I personally don't think it was fair. I just don't think it was fair because and they know obviously Nini didn't answer, but I feel like it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. You have to give managers time. That's just the reality. I get it, but and I said it earlier, like the DNA of a club is the DNA of the club, and yet they got themselves to the position they are now. But the reality is, when you invest into a club, it's like you have to choose the manager wisely. And obviously, I don't know whether he chose Postecoglou based on the fact that he's also got the Greek heritage to what, and that he won the Europa League. Europa League. No, it was he won what trophy did they win with Tottenham? I can't remember what trophy he won. I know there's Europa Conference League and there's Europa League. Oh yeah, the Europa League. So he won that. So it's like, I'm like, how can I forget what it's called when we won every single honors? You know what I'm saying? But the point is, I think it was unfair. Because remember, he always does well in his second season. He always win trophies in his second season. So I don't know, man. I feel like it's unfair. Do I care who's the next manager for Nottingham Forest? No, not really. Do I care where Postecoglou goes next? No, not really. But I do think it's unfair naturally. But let's go.
Like, he's one of those guys that I'd hate to defend against because it just feels like he's going to put my knees under pressure 24/7. Like, he's really good at executing actions from like the tiniest amount of space. And I feel like he caused us too many issues again. And he always seems to play a great game against us. And actually, I've always felt like he probably makes sense in our system even more because of what he can do and create. He doesn't just create from beating his man, but the balls in the box. Like when Forest smashed the crossbar when it was dead cert to become 2-1.
Who remembers, when Bayern Munich wanted to buy Hudson-Odoi for, I think, over 50 million, and we rejected. And then he ended up going to Nottingham Forest for a small chunk of a change. Nah, madness.
I didn't know. I mean, I knew what was going to happen. It meant the game was over for sure then, because they weren't going to get back from that. But they caused us a lot of issues, especially the third man movements of like Anderson and Hudson-Odoi down the left hand side, the crosses inside the box. I didn't think at times our defending was excellent. And if Nottingham Forest had more confidence behind themselves,
What if I told you you can go to university without any GCSEs or A-level? The government is now funding degree programs in major cities like Leeds, Birmingham, Manchester, and London. Picking the right...
They would then, I think, get a few goals in this game, and things are a lot more techier. So I think we have to also appreciate we're playing against a Forest team at the right time. And at the time of recording this video, it's been announced that Postecoglou has been relieved of his duties with immediate effect. So the rumors were right. There was like a lot of, pressure going into this game. Maybe too much unfair pressure that kind of worked against the entire team, actually. I didn't think it was a terrible game from Forest, to be fair with you, but when you haven't won a game in your first 8, it's looking a bit peak, especially when you've dropped 125 million on too many attacking players that aren't even getting in the team. So, hey, make it that what you will, you guys.
And that's the whole point. It's like, how do you invest that much, then invest in another? You sack your manager, you sack Nuno. Yeah, you sack Nuno, expecting things that I don't even know I don't know how to explain it. Like, how do you sack Nuno? And then you, like, I don't know, it's mad. It's just mad. It's just mad.
But I'm going to wrap up this review right now very quickly. Another point we can't forget, Malo Gusto, stupid red cards. I mean...
I mean, you got a red couch. So maybe if you change that couch, maybe people stop getting red cards. Now I'm playing.
I feel like he has to get fined for that. I'm sorry. That's a bit of a punishment thing now. That's a fine. Putting us under pressure for what? So be it. Esteval Willian not starting. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I want to end my point just discussing this. I'm okay with that because I'm here for Esteval over the next 3 to 5 years. I think it's obvious that Maresca is kind of conditioning his body to get used to the Premier League. I think it's obvious too that he came on in the 70th minute, right? Forest kind of capitulate even more after the 70th minute. Statistically, it's been proven. And that's probably a good time to introduce Esteval when the games open up more, when he can kind of run that man, build his confidence in terms of his game and applying it in the Premier League. And even that cameo, man, when he won the ball in midfield and carried us up the field, he showed nice little bits of play. And I think at this stage, when you're Esteval and you get your appearances, as long as you're just up, but you're doing positive things, making things happen, that's going to get you ready eventually for that first team place. So listen, I understand the frustration because he's one of the most magical players to watch, right? I get it. We want to see more of him. But for myself, I'm here for the long game.
And I respect that because, and then also, plus, you got to remember, we got the Champions League game next. We're playing Ajax. So maybe Maresca has that also in mind. We don't know what Maresca's thinking, to be honest. Yeah. But if you're a manager, if you were a manager, what would you do? Would you know that, okay, listen, there's a chance that we could win this game, even if Esteval doesn't start, but he come off on the bench? Do you understand? There's a reason. There's obviously a reason, and that's that. You got to remember as well. I don't think we shouldn't put too much pressure on our players, irrespective of their age. Esteval Willian, Pedro, we shouldn't put too much pressure on them. The only reason I'm saying that is because the reality is they're human. They're human beings, and you know, end of the day, yeah, they can show their skills here and there, and if they're consistent, they're consistent. But it's just reality that, you know, when you're young, as young as Esteval Willian, and knowing that we got a young team, you have to be patient, really, be deep here. And it's mad because we won the Club World Cup, so it's like now we've got super high expectations, but I still think we win the Premier League, though. That's the one thing I am saying.
Don't want this guy crashing and burning by the time he's 21. This season is kind of a non-season in my opinion because it's just about his introduction, the transition, about feeling himself and understanding the league. We got many years ahead with Esteval Willian, so I suggest we remain a bit patient, you guys, because today we also show that we have other qualities right now. And I guess the talking point we can all think about is, does it make sense for us now to kind of use Mark Q more consistently now, as his role up front actually benefits the rest of his teammates? That's something to think about and something to get involved with in the comments right now. So my friends, thank you for watching. 3 goals, and Chelsea get Ange Postecoglou sacked after an incredible second half turnaround. So love my guys. Catch you all soon. Cool.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm literally thinking. I'm not gonna lie. If I saw that on a train, that would scare the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, what do you mean you're peeking over and you're looking like that? Nah. Anyway, let's see what people are saying. I'm gonna obviously like. Goo's movement was elite. Absolutely changed the match. He deserves more playing time. Achipong's performance was brilliant. Ake. You could spell out his name. It's not that hard. More of Mark Q. He was a striker, and João Pedro was a 10 for now. Kudos to Big Joss, our boy. See, here's the thing. I think it's a risk to play both of them like that to get starting. I think there's a reason why Maresca is not doing it like that. I don't know. We could see. You never know. It is incredible how Marku is the unsung hero, and I do believe he should start more often, but again, Maresca has his plans. So let's deep that we are Chelsea Football Club. So hold on. So it is about the team doing their part as a whole. You know what I mean? To achieve our goals. That's the thing to bear in mind. It's about that, really and truly. And we're doing well so far. But anyway, let's keep it moving. By the way, my name is Versatile. You can build and trust the name, you can trust when it comes to all things reactions. So make sure you hit the like button and the post notifications, because I've got more content coming, especially when it comes to Chelsea. But listen, if you're a fan of, I say fan, but if you like my personality, you like whatever I react to. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. Like, you know what I mean? If you like what I react to, if you like how I react to things, then break things down and talk about what I need to talk about. You're gonna like whatever I post. No or true. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. All right. So, as per usual, we're going to go to Chelsea Fan TV. Yeah, me. Let's go. Let me see what the latest one is. Okay, that's the latest one, technically, but I want the let me see. And they're actually live now as well. Should we catch them live? Just a bit. Yeah, let's catch them live.
We spend around 2 years of our lives inside a car. Just imagine how many stories you could experience in that time. 2 years.
Speaking of which, little update for those of you in the chat who don't know. Dave Fallows, who...
All right, listen, if I can't leave a comment in the live chat, give me, there's no point in me doing that. It's a drain button that I need to do. That's necessary, basically. So, okay, so maybe that's it for now then, because I like to do I like to react to these type of things. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Shout out to everyone watching. Shout out to new subscribers, to current subscribers. Make sure you share. Yeah, man, I'm very appreciative. You know what I mean? Because, you know, as a Chelsea fan, I like to see Chelsea do well. And we did well. We won against Nottingham Forest 3-0. And at the end of the day, I do believe we're going in the right direction. So long as we're going in the right direction, that's the most important thing. Do I care about where we are on the table right now? No. It's till the end of the season. That's when I'll care. You know what I mean? Look, man, I need to work out more now. I need to get back to working out. Because what's going on? This is how I've been fully concentrated on trying to get my 2 channels sorted. You know what I mean? Like, I've literally put aside the health and fitness goals. What's going on with me? Come on, man. Health and fitness should come first, and everything else comes after, more or less, because that is the backbone of everything. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah.